Look at her.
Kimberly Chi.
Wow, God, that is amazing.
Isn't she just freaking mesmerizing?
Really?
I mean, what the hell?
Gorgeous.
Such a creative, innovative freak of nature. I had a little bit of a history doing makeup before, so I kind of, to the best of my ability for the time, kind of while learning how to do my own mug, kind of showed her like the basic steps of how to do drag makeup, and like just watching her go from like that first time watching her ever do drag makeup on herself, which was, by the way, the funniest night like ever.
Please give the details.
Okay, so we sat down, we started doing our makeup together, and you know, I barely knew anything about it. But I'll say the funniest part ever was her taking this contour color and she carved out her cheek like this. And then I tried to show her to carve out her jawbone like this, and she ended up starting it here and coloring all of this brown and colored her ear brown. So she had like this floating tip of her ear, and we were like smoking hella weed, and we were laughing about that for like hours. But yeah, but watching her become such a mind-blowing, amazing artist.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Look out. Ginger Minj.
Ginger Minj.
Now your top 3 sister.
Yes, love Ginger. People kind of put us in like a first, second, and third place sort of category, even though it doesn't exist. And I kind of always pegged me for the second place, like runner up. But I feel like she was much more deserving of that role because she had, you know, she's so funny. She can entertain an auditorium of people, and that's way harder to do than just like being a decent looking drag queen.
Right.
You know?
Very self-deprecating of you, but very sweet. Now, I don't know did you see when Ginger Minj came on our show?
When she started crying?
Yes, because I want you to take a look at this clip real quick.
It bothers me to this day that I acted the way that I did in that last episode before the top 3. I love her more than she'll probably ever know. And I understand her more than I think she'll ever admit. Bring me one, it's fine.
Here you go, sweetie.
Thank you. All I have to say is I get it. And I'm embarrassed about how I treated her because I never should have done that, because I understood going into that final challenge who she was and where she came from. All I can say is I'm sorry. And I love Pearl. I love Pearl more than most people in the world.
Wow. Wowza. That's very sweet.
Right?
Now, now, we were all in mystery when that happened because we were all like, we didn't really realize, A, that you guys that close or something really happened. What was your thought?
Well, I had no idea that she felt so strongly about the way that she acted on the show. Like we've definitely discussed it. Like
what was
afterwards.
You'll have to like bring me back there. She had to say that, you know, the top 3 always have to say who should go home or whatever.
Yeah.
It was relating to that.
Yeah. I think in her mind, she was discrediting like who I was, what I had done, and what I had been through, and maybe, like saying something along the lines of like me not being deserving of it, even though she like knew that I was, I guess. But
what was your reaction when you saw that back then, and when you just saw it right now? 'Cause we got real Oprah on your ass to play the whole clip.
Right. I mean, at the time, it's weird. I mean, you're like in like the weirdest situation ever, and you have grown close to like these girls, and of course you're supposed to explain why they're undeserving of like the position that you're like vying for. So it's like really awkward and really horrible, and you end up saying things about like these girls that you love so much, and it's not easy at all. And
were you as hurt as she feels like you might have been?
you know, I was, but at the same time, like it's the name of the game, and it's not like I would ever hold any of that against her for the rest of our relationship or anything like that. You know, it just is what it is.
Were you surprised when you saw this?
I was surprised that she was so emotional about it, and maybe it's just like a weird defense mechanism thing that I do. I get really uncomfortable with like highly emotional situations,
right?
And I usually start laughing when I should be crying because I'm just like emotionally fucked, I guess.
Okay.
That's another show though. So I don't know. I like to keep things really light, and the times that we have discussed it, you know, I could see that she was really trying to convey a message to me, and maybe in the moment for me I was just kind of like, oh no, it doesn't have to be like this, it's fine, blah blah blah, blah. But it was really touching to see how embarrassed she was, and like how it wasn't touching to see how embarrassed she was.
I love that she was embarrassed.
Yeah. You know what I'm trying to say. It was touching to see how much she resented that.
Having to do that. And
Yeah.
Because when we had that conversation originally, she had said she felt like you turned off a part of your friendship when that happened, after she said that you kind of like shut it down from her. Did you feel like that was happening?
Kind of. We did have like a really great relationship all throughout filming Drag Race. And it sounds so dumb, but me, her, and Katya were the only smokers on the show.
Right, yeah.
So like it sounds stupid, but we ended up spending a lot more time together.
You do
just
some
three of
serious
us,
bonding,
just from smoking. Yeah, just from standing out in the parking lot smoking and talking and whatever. Like you just naturally build a little bit more of a relationship with like people that you're doing that with versus everybody else that you're not.
Outside of the cameras.
Yeah,
and,
you're just kind of geeking together a little bit more than anybody else. So I felt like we were really, really close the whole time, and then like throughout the end, I did feel like a bit discredited and almost like she was talking about somebody that wasn't me, you know? And I was kind of like, bitch, really? Like, is that really how you actually have been feeling? And yeah, I mean, I have a little bit of a sociopathic way of cutting people out of my life. And yeah, maybe it was me that was like conveying a bit more of a disconnect than I even realized,
Right.
which I can do. And that maybe that just hurt her, and through that she realized like what she had done, I guess. I don't know. It was so long ago.
I know
though.
she wants to know that you saw that. So do you have something you'd like to say to her?
Ginger, it's squashed. Love you, babe. Which camera do I look at?
Right there.
Ginger, we are best friends through thick and thin. We're gonna get through this. We're gonna persevere. You're fab. I love ya. And I'll see you on tour.
All right, that's all right. Let's get a round of applause for that.
I did think that was really, really, really touching, though.
It was really sweet.
Oh my
She was
God.
really moved. That was no performance.
Yeah.
I mean, and we were like, it's look at her, fun times. And then we were like, Pearl. We were like, wow, we didn't think that was going to
I have a
happen.
tendency to make people cry. I don't know. What can I say?